Welcome. In this video, we are going to explain what is spherical coordinate system. We will also express velocity and acceleration in spherical coordinate system. So let us start with Cartesian system. As we are familiar with the Cartesian system, in the Cartesian system, the coordinates are written as x, y, z. So if these are the axes x, y, z, and if there is point P, the coordinate in the Cartesian system can be written as x, y, z. X means it is the distance from the yz plane. What is y? Y is the distance from xz plane, and z coordinate means the distance from xy plane. Now in this new coordinate system, or you can say spherical coordinate system, the coordinates are r, theta and phi. So we will first define what is r, what is theta and what is phi. So in this system, the distance between origin and the point P. So this distance OP, it is actually R. So this distance is R. So R is the distance of P from origin O. That is, it is actually the displacement vector, you can say. So it is R. What is theta? So theta is actually the angle made by this OP from the z-axis. So it is actually theta. So theta is the angle made by OP from z-axis. So theta is the angle made by OP from z-axis. Now what is phi? So phi. If we project this OP line to the xy plane, that means it will be the point of projection of P. So we call it Q. So we draw a line OQ, and the angle made by line OQ from x-axis, it is phi. So phi is the angle made by OQ from x-axis. What is OQ? Where OQ is the projection of OP onto xy plane. So we will make a projection of OP onto xy plane. It is OQ, and then we will measure the angle between OQ and x-axis. So it is called phi. Now this is distance is r. What are the x, y, z coordinates? This coordinate will be z. So it will be z, and the projection of OP on xy plane, that is OQ, will have xy components, and you can say this distance will be x and this component will be y. So now we can write the relation between xyz and r theta phi. So x equal to how much, y equal to how much, z equal to how much. The easiest is the z1, which is r cos theta. So it is r cos theta. What is x? So x is actually the phi component of OQ. That means x is actually OQ cos phi. And what is y? Y is actually the other component of OQ, that is OQ sin phi. Now what is OQ? How can we find OQ? This OP has two components, one along vertical axis and one along xy plane. The vertical component is r cos theta and the horizontal component is r sin theta. It means OQ equal to how much? It is r sin theta. So we can place it here. So it will be x will be equal to r sin theta cos phi. What is y? It is r sin theta and sin phi. What is z? It is r cos theta. That means x, y, z are now written in terms of r, theta and phi. So what is position vector? We can say the position vector r, it has three components. x along x-axis. So we can write x cap. It has y component along y-axis. You can write y cap. It has z component along z-axis. That is, you can write z cap. You can write xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. But instead of ijk, I am writing here x cap, y cap, z cap. X cap is the unit vector along x-axis, y cap is the unit vector along y-axis, and z cap is the unit vector along z-axis. So here I can write x cap. That means r sine theta cos phi x cap plus r sine theta sine phi y cap plus r cos theta z cap. So it is r vector. So what is the magnitude? It is actually OP vector, and the magnitude of this vector is r. So to get the value of r cap, that is the unit vector in the r direction, I will have to divide this vector by r. Now r is common from all three components here. That means it will be equal to sine theta cos phi x cap plus sine theta sine phi y cap plus cos theta z cap. So it is the r cap vector. That is the unit vector r cap. Where is it? In which direction? So r vector is in that direction. That means the unit vector, it will be this direction. So it will be r cap. All three unit vectors, the basis vectors, will be perpendicular because it is an orthogonal coordinate system. Where will be theta cap? Theta cap will be perpendicular to it, and it is in the direction of increasing theta. So it will be in this direction. So it will be theta cap. Where will be phi cap? We will discuss it later. So the r cap is making an angle theta with the z-axis. That means theta cap will be making an angle with z-axis as theta plus pi by 2. So the angle made by z-axis by theta cap vector will be theta plus pi by 2, or you can say we can obtain theta cap by putting theta plus pi by 2 in place of theta. So theta cap equal to how much? Sine theta plus pi by 2 cos phi x cap plus sine theta plus pi by 2 sine phi y cap plus cos theta plus pi by 2 z cap. So it is sine pi by 2 plus theta, that is cos theta cos phi x cap. This sine pi by 2 plus theta is cos theta, that is cos theta sine phi y cap. This cos 90 plus theta, that is minus sine theta z cap. It is actually theta cap. Now we will find phi cap. Where is this? So phi cap is the vector perpendicular to both r cap and theta cap. So the direction of OQ, it will give the unit vector OQ unit vector, and a vector perpendicular to it, it will be phi cap. Here you can say the direction which is perpendicular to both r cap and theta cap, and it is into the plane of this screen, it will be phi cap. So to find the value of phi cap, first we will have to find the value of OQ vector, then OQ cap, then we will add pi by 2 in the angle, and we will get phi cap. So how to find OQ? OQ is the projection of R onto XY plane. How to find the projection? We will make the Z component 0. So by making the Z component 0 of this R vector, we will get the OQ vector. So OQ vector is the R vector except this Z component. It will be R sine theta cos phi x cap plus R sine theta sine phi y cap. So it is this one. Now the magnitude of OQ. Why we are calculating it? Because we have to find the unit vector along OQ that will give OQ cap. So the magnitude of OQ can be seen from here. This OP has two components. One is Z component, that is R cos theta, and the another component is R sin theta. That's OQ. OQ has the magnitude r sine theta. That means the magnitude of OQ is r sine theta. So the OQ unit vector, the unit vector along OQ will be OQ vector upon OQ magnitude. So it will be divided by r sine theta, and it left it is cos phi x cap plus sine phi y cap. Where is this phi cap? Phi cap is the vector which is perpendicular to OQ cap. OQ cap is making angle phi with the x-axis. So phi cap will be making an angle phi plus pi by 2. So phi cap will be making an angle phi plus pi by 2. So we will replace phi with phi plus pi by 2, and we will get the phi cap vector. So phi cap vector is, so it will be equal to cos phi plus pi by 2 x cap plus sine phi plus pi by 2 y cap, or you can say phi cap, it is equal to minus sine phi x cap plus cos phi y cap. So now we have obtained the value of r cap, theta cap and phi cap. Now to obtain the value of velocity and acceleration, we have to differentiate various vectors. Now the difference here is there are two set of unit vectors, x cap, y cap and z cap. This x cap will be along x-axis, y cap will be along y-axis, z cap will be along z-axis. If this point P moves from one point to another point, this x cap, y cap, z cap will remain the same. That means the magnitude, it is 1, and direction will also remain the same. Now the new unit vectors are r cap, theta cap and phi cap. If a point P moves from one point to another point, this OP vector also rotates, or you can say also changes. That means the direction of r cap changes. So the direction of r cap, theta cap and phi cap changes with change in position of the point or particle. So that means it is changing with respect to time, or you can say the differentiation of r cap, theta cap, phi cap with respect to time will not be 0. So we will have to find the differentiation of r cap, theta cap and phi cap with respect to time. So here what we know, this r cap, it is a function of which quantity? It is a function of theta and phi. The theta cap is also a function of theta and phi, but phi cap, here the phi cap is a function of phi. So r cap is a function of theta and phi, and theta cap is also a function of theta and phi. This phi cap, it is function of phi only. So we will find the partial derivative of r cap with respect to theta, and we will use whenever it is necessary. So dr cap, del r cap, del theta. Del r cap, del theta. Del r cap, del theta is cos theta here. It is sine theta here. So sine theta will be converted to cos theta. This cos theta, and cos theta will be converted to sine theta. So it will be cos theta cos phi x cap, cos theta cos phi x cap plus cos theta sine phi y cap minus sine theta z cap. The next term is it is also a function of phi cap. So del r cap del phi. Where is phi? The phi is also in the first term and second term only. The phi here, cos phi will be minus sine phi, and sine phi will be cos phi. In the third term, which is independent of phi, that means its differentiation will be 0. So it will be minus of sine theta sine phi. So it will be minus of sine theta sine phi x cap. Then second term, and second term will be sine theta cos phi y cap. It will be sine theta cos phi y cap, and third term will be 0. Also del theta cap del theta. Theta cap is also function of theta phi. So del theta cap del theta. Del theta cap del theta means it is minus of sine theta minus of sine theta here and cos theta here. So it will be minus of sine theta cos phi x cap minus of sine theta sin phi y cap minus of cos theta z cap. And the next term del theta cap del phi. So differentiation of theta cap with respect to phi, it will be how much? The theta cap is here. Differentiation will be minus of sine phi here, cos phi here, and this term will be 0. So it will be minus cos theta sin phi minus of cos theta sin phi x cap plus sin phi, that will be converted to cos phi, cos theta cos phi y cap, cos theta cos phi y cap. So it will be cos theta cos phi y cap. And del phi cap del theta, it will be 0 because phi is not a phi cap is not a function of theta. Also del phi cap del phi, it will be equal to minus cos phi x cap minus sin phi y cap. Now what we see here, you can see del r cap del theta and compare it with theta cap. The cos theta cos phi x cap, it is cos theta cos phi x cap. It is cos theta sin phi y cap. It is cos theta sin phi y cap. It is minus sin theta z cap. That means it will be equal to theta cap. Also, this del r cap upon del phi. Del r cap del phi is minus sin theta sin phi x cap plus sin theta cos phi y cap. Now this phi cap is minus sin phi x cap plus cos phi y cap. So if I take common sin theta, it will be minus sin phi x cap plus cos phi y cap. That means if I take common sin theta, the remaining will be equal to phi cap. Now del theta cap del theta is minus sin minus sin minus sin. If I take common the minus sign, it will be sin theta cos phi, sin theta sin phi, and cos theta. You can see here what is r cap. It is sin theta cos phi, sin theta sin phi, and cos z. It is sin theta cos phi, sin theta sin phi, and cos theta. That means it will be minus of r cap. So what is this one? Now this one you can see it is minus sin phi plus cos phi. Or you can say if I take this cos theta common, it will be phi cap. What is this one? Cos phi x cap minus sin phi y cap. So I cannot convert this thing with phi cap. So I will do other thing. I will take two terms, this r cap and theta cap, and I will eliminate this z cap from here. So what will I have to do? I have to multiply this with sin theta and this term with cos theta. So the term will be equal to sin theta cos theta z cap, and it will be sin theta cos theta z cap. If I add these two equations, it will be cancelled. So the left side is sin theta r cap plus cos theta theta cap. It will be equal to sum of these two equations will multiplied with sin theta. So when I multiply this equation with sin theta, it becomes sin square theta cos phi x cap plus sin square theta sin phi y cap. Then plus multiplied by cos theta, it will become cos square theta cos phi, cos square theta cos phi x cap plus cos square theta sin phi y cap. If I add these two, what you will get? I will take common cos phi x cap. It will become sin square theta plus cos square theta. That is 1. So it will be equal to cos phi x cap. It is common quantity. I take common here sin phi y cap. Then it will be sin square theta plus cos square theta. That is 1. So it will be sin phi y cap. And this quantity sin theta r cap plus cos theta theta cap is equal to cos phi x cap plus sin phi y cap. it is here. So it is minus, if I take common minus, it will be cos phi x cap plus sin phi y cap. So it is cos phi x cap plus sin phi y cap, which is this quantity. So it can be written as sin theta r cap plus cos theta theta cap. So it is sin theta r cap plus cos theta theta cap. Sin theta r cap plus cos theta theta cap. Now we will start with the position vector. The position vector r, it can be written as a magnitude and the direction, that is the unit vector. So it is the position vector. Now I differentiate it to get the velocity vector. Differentiate to get velocity vector. That means v will be equal to dr dt. So it will be equal to dr over dt r cap plus r dr cap dt. Now, as we have seen that this r cap is not constant with time, that means r cap dr cap, that means dr cap by dt will give some finite value. What is it? So to find the value of differentiation of r cap with respect to time, I will differentiate it like this one. This r cap is a function of theta and phi. So dr cap, it will be equal to del r cap del theta d theta plus del r cap del phi d phi. So dr cap dt, it will be equal to del r cap del theta. This d theta dt, that is will be equal to theta dot plus del r cap del phi, it will be equal to phi dot. So dr cap dt, it will be equal to del r cap del theta. So del r cap del theta. So del r cap del theta equal to theta cap, and del r cap del phi, it will be equal to sin theta phi cap. So it will be equal to theta cap theta dot del r cap del phi, del r cap del phi, del r cap del phi will be sin theta phi cap. So it will be equal to sin theta phi cap phi dot. Now we'll also calculate theta cap, which is a function of theta cap, which is a function of theta and phi. That means d theta cap, that is the total differentiation of theta cap, can be written in terms of partial differentiation, or it will be equal to del theta cap del theta d theta plus del theta cap del phi d phi, or you can say d theta cap dt, it will be equal to del theta cap del theta theta dot plus del theta cap del phi, it will be phi dot. So what is del theta cap del theta? Del theta cap del theta equal to minus r cap. So it will be equal to minus of r cap and theta dot. What is it? It is d theta cap dt plus what is del theta cap del phi? Del theta cap del phi. Del theta cap del phi is this one. It is cos theta phi cap. So it is cos theta phi cap. Cos theta phi cap and this phi dot here. What is the third one? This phi cap. Phi cap is a function of phi only. So d phi cap dt is directly can be written as d phi cap d phi and d phi over dt. What is d phi cap d phi? D phi del phi cap del phi, because phi is a function of phi, you can write total differentiation instead of partial differentiation. So it will be minus sin theta r cap minus cos theta theta cap. Minus sin theta r cap, it will be equal to minus sin theta r cap minus cos theta theta cap and phi dot. So phi dot here and another phi dot is here. So it is d phi cap dt. Now we will use these terms as and wherever this become necessary. So v vector, or you can say velocity. Velocity is dr over dt r cap plus r dr cap by dt. So velocity now becomes velocity equal to dr over dt means r dot r cap plus r remaining dr cap dt. Dr cap dt is this one. So it is equal to theta cap theta dot plus sin theta phi cap phi dot. So it is equal to r dot r cap plus r theta dot theta cap plus r sin theta phi dot phi cap v vector. So v vector, or you can say velocity vector, is r dot r cap, r theta dot theta cap and r sin theta phi dot phi cap. Now this v vector can be written as in terms of three component. You can say v vector equal to vr r cap plus v theta theta cap plus v phi phi cap. That means it has three component: r component, theta component, phi component. Vr is actually r dot and v theta is r theta dot and v phi is r sin theta phi dot. Now we will calculate acceleration. So to find the acceleration, we will again differentiate this velocity. We will make the differentiation by parts. First, differentiating with respect to time, this first function, that is r dot, and differentiation will become r double dot. It will be r cap plus r dot dr cap dt plus the differentiation of r, that is r dot theta cap plus r remaining as such, theta dot become theta double dot. It will be theta cap. Then it will be r theta dot d theta cap dt plus it will be r dot sin theta phi dot phi cap plus r sin theta become cos theta theta dot r cos theta theta dot phi dot and phi cap plus r sin theta phi double dot phi cap plus r sin theta phi dot d phi cap dt. Now we will put the value of dr cap dt, d phi theta cap dt and d phi cap dt. So it will be equal to r double dot r cap plus r dot and the dr cap dt. It becomes dr cap dt. So dr cap dt is theta dot theta cap plus sin theta phi dot phi cap. So it is theta dot theta cap plus sin theta phi dot phi cap plus r dot theta cap plus r theta double dot theta cap plus r theta dot, it is d theta cap dt. So d theta cap dt, it is this one, minus r minus theta dot r cap. So it is minus theta dot r cap plus cos theta phi dot phi cap, cos theta phi dot phi cap, bracket closes. The next term is how much? it is r dot sine theta phi dot phi cap plus r cos theta theta dot phi cap plus r sin theta phi double dot phi cap plus r sin theta phi dot and d phi cap dt. So d phi cap dt is how much? D phi cap dt is minus sin theta r cap phi dot minus cos theta theta cap phi dot. So it will be equal to minus sin theta phi dot r cap minus sin theta phi dot r cap minus cos theta phi dot theta cap cos theta phi dot theta cap. So these are the terms and we will rearrange these terms now. So term here which is having r cap is this one. This one is having r cap, r cap, r cap, r cap, r cap. This term, this r cap, and this r cap, r cap, r cap, and this term is having r cap. So we will take common r cap. So remaining is r double dot r cap. Then this term r theta dot square, which is minus sign r theta dot square, and this term is minus r sin square theta phi dot square minus r sin theta square and phi dot square, this phi dot square, and it is the multiplier of r cap. Then we will take common theta cap. So what is theta cap? So to find the value of theta cap, it is having value theta cap, theta cap, theta cap. It is also having value theta cap. This is having theta cap term, theta cap. No theta cap here, theta cap, theta cap, theta cap, and the last term which is this one, it is also having theta cap. So we will take common theta cap. When we take common theta cap, it will be r dot theta dot. We will take common theta cap, it will be r dot theta dot. We will take common theta cap, it will be r theta double dot. So it will be theta cap, theta cap, theta cap, and theta cap. It will be minus of r sin theta cos theta minus r sin theta cos theta phi dot square and then theta cap. Now we will take common phi cap plus, if we take common phi cap, what is the value? Phi cap. Phi cap, this term is having value phi cap. Phi cap, phi cap, phi cap. This is having value phi cap. This is having value phi cap and phi cap here. This is having value phi cap here. So we will rearrange these phi cap by taking common phi cap. This phi cap is taken common. It will be r dot phi dot sin theta. You can say r dot sin theta phi dot. So it will be r theta dot plus r theta dot cos theta phi dot, then phi cap. So it is r dot sin theta phi dot plus r dot sin theta phi dot, r dot sin theta phi dot, phi cap. Then it will be r cos theta theta. It will be r cos theta phi dot theta dot. It will be theta dot phi dot and then r sin theta phi double dot, and it is actually phi cap. Now rewriting this expression again, we will get the value of a acceleration. So acceleration is actually r double dot minus r theta dot square minus r sine square theta, this phi dot square, that is r cap, plus this r dot theta dot 2 times. You can say it is, first we will write r theta double dot plus 2 r dot theta dot minus r sine theta cos theta and phi dot square, that is theta cap. Again, this term we will write first r sine theta phi double dot, r sine theta phi double dot. Then we will write r dot phi dot sine theta plus r dot phi dot sine theta. And this r dot phi dot sine theta is having twice, that means it will be 2. Also r theta dot phi dot, r theta dot phi dot cos theta, r theta dot phi dot cos theta, r theta dot phi dot cos theta, that means it is also having 2 times. So 2, 2, 2, that is 5 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we have covered all terms. So it is the expression for acceleration. So it is the required expression for acceleration of a particle in spherical coordinate system. What is it? It is having 3 components. You can say A is equal to AR r cap plus A theta theta cap plus A phi phi cap. So the thing in the first bracket is the AR. So AR is equal to r double dot minus r theta dot square minus r sine square theta phi dot square. What is A theta? A theta is the thing in this bracket, that is r theta double dot plus 2r dot theta dot minus r sine theta cos theta phi dot square. What is A phi? A phi is r sine theta phi double dot plus 2r dot theta dot sine theta plus 2r theta dot phi dot cos theta. So it is having 3 components in. So these are the 3 components of acceleration. And earlier we have also calculated the 3 components of velocity. The Vr component is r dot, V theta is r theta dot, and V phi is r sine theta phi dot. So in this way, we have explained the spherical coordinate system, and we have also expressed the velocity and acceleration in the spherical coordinate system. The PDF notes of this video can be found in the description below. Thank you.